Folks, Season 3 begins now, spawning in the top right of Juggernaut. It's our light blue Protoss player, playing for the Pig Pan. He's on like day 32, isn't he? Holy crap. This is ProbeScout. And spawning in the bottom left with a super quick 12-pool action. It's our red Zerg, currently teamless. This is Dodi. I had to whisper that because it's super secret. You can't tell anybody. Oh, he's playing for the Archangel. He's playing for Archangel Gaming. Where is the logo? Dodi, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, it's cheese versus cheese. It's Forge versus 12-pool. All right, Dodi's got to respect this, though, and I don't think he is right now. The Lings are coming out, so that will be fine in the end. But yeah, seeing the second probe should indicate that something wicked this way comes. Oh, it's a beautiful surround so far. All right. First set of Lings are going to be out and ready to go, but the main issue is that there's not going to be any good way to get to this photon cannon. The good news is that there's not going to be any real expansion going forward. So if Dodi wanted to take that natural, he probably could. Oh, is he going to get that probe? Oh, the probe's so close. Not quite. The pylon went down. Dodi grabbing the pylon, preventing the power here from happening, but the follow-up pylons do make life a little bit more complicated now. This final pylon should be allowed to finish. I don't think the Queen's going to be able to get over here in time, and that's going to create a little bit of problems here for our red Zerg player. But back behind this, only now is a gas being dropped down. Zealot's going to try and come out here. I almost wish that these Zerglings would have tried to get on top of the pylon, because that would have absolutely stopped this Zealot. But unfortunately now in this case, it's going to be continue additional aggression. Oh. ProbeScout trying to get this Queen. Will he be able to grab it? He does. That's actually huge damage here, but it buys a lot of times for the Zerglings to come out. I feel like he really needs to shut this down before trying to get across the map, because this is kind of a lost cause right now. Oh my gosh, there's an additional probe. All of this continued harassment just makes things more and more crazy. All right, so that will finally get shut down. But what's going to be coming up across the map? It's a Zergling flood. And this is admittedly not a good situation here for Dodi. Dodi doesn't have access to Banelings right now. So as it comes along, it's going to be ProbeScout who's going to be able to just continue advancing forward on his tech tree. He's going to grab a robotics facility. So no Twilight Council as of yet. We'll finally put down Warp Gate, which is funny because there are literally 0 gateways in this game. There are no more gateways. Queen count is rather healthy for it being a rush and for it being one base. 3 queens already out. But now if you are Dodi, what do you do? I mean, there's no viable strategy here for knocking this wall down. This photon cannon will literally kill everything it touches. Robotics bay. Okay. I've got some excitement for that. I think Dodi's going to have to sense what is coming here, but really not going to have any opportunity to scout. Pulling up the ramp is not going to be super helpful unless he sees this warp prism pop out immediately. But all in all, right now, things seem to be sort of leveled out for our players. Oh, the warp prism off and running. Is he? Oh, okay. I was going to say, I kind of figured this was going to be drop disruptors, but instead it's just going to be a singular Colossus. So this is going to take a little bit of time to kind of warm up here. 2 gateways being warped in alongside a Roach Warren for Dodi. So Dodi's going to have a little bit of meat in the defense, but the biggest tells right now are kind of that income graph. Not too far. This graph's a little deceiving. It only peaks up to 450, so it's still rather close. Delaying this natural as long as humanly possible, though, that is a very positive thing for Dodi. But I don't know if ProbeScout has any options for a second base here. In fact, I'm not sure if his probes know how to make a second nexus. Have his probes ever been put in that position? They're like, wait a minute, why are we still mining? Thought we were supposed to win. Thought we won by now. Now what? You mean games go longer than 6 minutes? What's happening? Oh, this is kind of a scary moment. Dodi's on a rally right now, and move commanding a lot of his units across the map. That's a lot of roaches just killed for free. 4 of those roaches went down. I don't even think a single one of them put in a fight. Now, I'll give Dodi credit. I mean, he's doing a lot of scouting, but I think he's misinterpreting what's actually coming across the map here. This is the aggression. This is the push. This is what he needs to worry about. There's no production left for ProbeScout right now. He is all in on this push. But picking off those overlords is a very, very scary position to try and play from. One of those units is going to get dangerously low, but the Warp Prism will be able to ferry that Colossus in and out of range of all of those units. Transfuse goes down on the wrong queen. Oh, there it finally goes. This is a lot of Stalkers, though. This natural base is going to be very, very exposed here. Where's the Warp Prism at? Where'd the Warp Prism go? Did the Queens pick it off? I think the Queens picked off the Warp Prism. Oh, they did. I missed that entirely. The Colossus goes down, and suddenly this is a very good situation here for Dodi as long as he can clean this up. What does he have in production? He has more roaches in production, which is not going to be as good as if maybe, say, there was a Ling Flood that were to come out here, because Lings would be insanely good against these Stalker-only situations. And actually now, yeah, bring the drones. Bring the drones. Okay, I think he's going to have to try and push here. He's waiting a little bit too long. This hatchery is a non-negotiable. You can't afford to lose that hatchery. It's getting dangerously low. Here comes more of those roaches. The Ling Flood is in production as well. But as long as the Stalkers stay on creep, those roaches should be able to trade out rather efficiently, and they will be able to pick off a few more of those units. But in reality, he needs those Lings to wrap around. Now, there are going to be additional units coming across the map. Here come some of those Zealots. But again, Dodi knows this is all one base aggression. Oh yeah, bring the Zerglings! Dodi! Okay. Sorry. I'm not a Zerg player. You guys don't know. Yeah, imagine building 2 bases. Come on. That's just what losers do. You know how many times I've seen people build 2 bases and then they lose the game? What a novel idea. Okay, ProbeScout keeping the pressure on, but I think this is going to be the Ling Flood that does him in. Lings should be able to wrap around a large portion of these Stalkers, and here come the additional Lings to help size things up, but he's got to get a good engagement, and the ProbeScout Micro is on point today. This hatchery is still dangerously low. All right, some Ravagers are going to add some extra DPS to this fight, but I think Dodi just needs to pull everything and try and get this army to settle in so it can be exterminated. Here come the Queens forward. He can't afford to lose that Warp Prism once again. If he does, I think that's going to be GG. It is going to drift a little bit too far forward. It does get picked up very closely, and it is going to fall. But now, does he have enough to deal with those Stalkers? Where are the Zerglings? Here they come streaming on in. Buying himself a little bit more time is Dodi, and Dodi holds once again. There is still no base at the natural expand. It's more Stalker warp-ins. The Stalkers are going to continue to be aggressive here outside of the natural of Dodi. What a scrappy game number 1 here. The hatchery is finally going to fall, but if Dodi doesn't have a response to these stalkers, he might just be in an all-in scenario. He can't afford to play one base versus one base at this point. The lack of larva, it will be just absolutely deadly. But look at the economy of Dodi right now. He's sitting with just a bare amount of units, and there's going to be a robotics facility pumping out disruptors at this point. This is already, I mean, this is game number 1, folks. What a scrappy game number 1 here. 1 disruptor. This game's not over. This is a big opportunity game right now for both of these players. Dodi is going to re-secure his natural. The Ling is actually almost going to get all the way in, but does see the follow-up push here. The Cyber Core actually ripped down. What? He just killed his own Cyber Core. He's pulling probes. Oh, he's long distance mining. Okay. So no additional stalkers at this point. This is something. We are experiencing something very special here. Welcome. If this is your first time, welcome to the Junior Championships. You think you know what to expect, and then bam, something different. See, look, these probes would much rather long distance mine than just build a nexus down here. Because that's what winners do. Ooh, okay. Not a giant disruptor shot. One of those disruptors gets dangerously low. It does get picked off. All of the high value units do get taken care of, except for those stinking stalkers. You just can't seem to wrap around them. Oh, got to be careful though. Second disruptor coming in hot. Oh, he's going to be able to see it. He might be able to pick it off, but who's this one Ravager for it? Whew. This is crazy. What a crazy back and forth game we have here. Okay, the queens are actually pushed way far out of position, and the one queen with transfuse energy is going to get whittled down, but both of the other queens just barely have enough and aid in the protection of that queen. These stalkers, man, 10 kills, 3 kills. How many more? 8 kills. It'd be so nice if you just highlighted and it was just like kills total. If only computers could add. Technology's just not there, I'm sorry. Okay, as I say, production is halted once again. I mean, ProbeScout's got to be running out of base. He's running out of minerals to mine. All right, Dodi. Dodi's going to come on forward. He's tired of these stinking stalkers. Finally, GG is called. Dodi, game number 13. 3 bases were made. 3 total. Game number 1 goes to our Zerg player. Oh, very interesting. I kind of think this is going to turn out to be a bit more dramatic of a push. Now, is it going to be close to? He's going to see it. All right, that's a way to do it. That is absolutely a way to do it. So if you're Dodi and your opponent is going to cannon rush you from the adjacent base, do you even do anything with this? I mean, you throw it on your natural, right? What's up, App Legend? AP Legend? I think it's that one. Okay, well, I guess now you got to hold this. But if it doesn't get that far forward, ooh, the probe goes down. We'll zoom in a little bit more. I mean, this is about as far as that cannon's going to be able to shoot. So really, all you have to do if you are Dodi is you just got to hold. You just got to hold your natural. But even still. Well, these Zerglings are, yeah, I was going to say, going to go sacrifice themselves to the photon gods. I'm not exactly sure what to expect here. Admittedly, okay, Dodi is gonna try and get dead. Excuse me, Queen. This drone is like, get out of my way, get out of here. Oh. So wait. Drone's gonna come over here? Up here? Really? Okay. Alright, alright. So the Roach Warren's already coming out here. Dodi's gonna try and take a super secret base. Now Dodi's able to get over here and spot that this is developing just a little bit. It's gonna be a shield battery defense. Hate to even call it a push because it's, I mean, so far back. But it's gonna be where all the technology goes for ProbeScout. And it's kind of a challenge to determine that. Now, he could easily just like come up here and wrap around the top side, but I mean, that is a bit of a token challenge here. Spinecrawler going to help anchor down this natural location. I mean, this ends up being a really good position for Dodi. Avoiding the natural entirely now allows him to be able to retreat to the high ground if he needs to. And this is going to be far enough away that it's probably, realistically, probably not going to get scouted. Oh, those Lings are going to catch the probe of the century here. Very, very nice. Oh, I think he would have had a box. But now he doesn't have to really risk having holding this low ground for any possible reason. Oh, nice, great pickoff by the. Oh, no, the probe. Did he see anything? No, he didn't. Ooh. Okay, so we got basically the same build here by ProbeScout, but just in a completely different location for all of the tech. So we'll more than likely see the, it's just going to be disruptors immediately. I actually do like that more. I think that's ultimately a better situation. Are we watching Silver League? Well, no, this is definitely is not Silver League, but the Junior Champs players tend to bring very unique and interesting builds here to their group stage plays. All right, so one disruptor, one immortal. I'm a bit surprised these queens aren't a little bit more aggressively forward. Okay. Good news is disruptors need to do 2 shots to queens. There's a Nexus going down. This Nexus has been down for a little bit, but ProbeScout has done it. He has surpassed all of us. This is just his new base now. I mean, it does still leave a lot of options here if Dodi wanted to expand, but I don't think that's actually going to be the case. More supply going to be coming out here. It's just, I mean, it looks like nothing. If you're Dodi based off of what you've scouted so far, it just doesn't look that great. But he has had a chance to see all of this unfold. Now, that was actually a pretty nice play. Recalling all of the probes. Oh, okay. ProbeScout's going to be able to get in here with disruptors. Oh, what a great... Oh, geez. Just popped those like a... It's like a balloon. Okay, this is starting to look a little bit dicey here. This is going to be where ProbeScout can get a bit of an advantage. These queens are not going to have as much mobility, especially off of creep, especially since he wants to keep those back in the main base. But in reality, here is the pressure. Oh, one of those is going to get picked off. The second one has to be picked up so he doesn't just immediately lose it. That's a rough situation here. Yeah, these lings are just going to push out across the map. In all reality, I think Dodi should just be pushing to the main. Oh, you know, it's a lot of army. It's a lot of army that's going to be difficult to fight into, especially with what he just has. There's no lair. There's no additional upgrades. There's no tech. But Dodi's got to find a third base. We're going to be going to a game number 3 here if there isn't anything done about this extra base by ProbeScout. Because all of the probes have been rebuilt back at home. Okay, finally. Finally, we have a hatchery that comes down. Okay, Disruptor going to swing on in once again to see what he can see. Oh, because the queen count is so high. A little bit of damage. It's going to be helpful. Shield battery will just top that off. Wouldn't be surprised to see that just dive back in. Would mutas be the play here? Mutas aren't a bad choice here, but I think he needs a lot more production than what he has if he were to go mutas. Oh, this was a bad choice here by Dodi. Oh, this army is going to back off. All of these lings come down to the low ground, and suddenly this army is very, very scary to play against if you are ProbeScout. But it seems like it's just going to be patient play once again. There's another Nexus coming down here in the bottom right-hand corner as well. I don't think there's any breaking this at this point. Losing these lings though. It's a bit of a scary draw right now. I think ProbeScout has this. This is not going to go very well. We do have a Spire on the way for Dodi, but waiting on this much tech could be the knife in the back of Dodi. He's going to lose all these workers. Oh, what a beautiful grab on all of these. 10 go down, 12, 15 go down. This base is going to go down. Dodi's going to be stuck on 1 base to the 3 base of ProbeScout, and these zealots are apparently just on strike. Where are they going? These probes are like, help us! Oh. It's a mismatch of rallies right now. Okay, 7 mutas are going to come out. I mean, I think the damage has been done. 119 to 86. We look at the battle report there. I mean, there were 6 probes to the 20, 9 lings, queens. Ugh. Just bad. Just unfortunately bad. We're going to be going to a game number 3. These are the longest cannon rush 12 pools of my life. The armies are dead even, though. I will give them that. Okay. I think Dodi can hold this ramp, though. But Dodi needs to find damage here. Like there's the one cannon. Yeah, I think that was the wrong choice. Because now it's just a warping back at home. Okay, but here's the real fight. Queens, Ravagers, all sorts of stuff trying to bait this army up onto the ramp a little bit further. 1 disruptor shot's going to pick off a huge chunk of that army. The transfuses are not enough. More disruptor shots make this a crappy situation here. Drones are going to start going down. No, the mutas are coming back. No, the mutas don't want to be back here. This is not where they need to fight. They need to be killing units. They need to be killing probes. But instead, it's going to be Stalkers taking out the mutas. Dodi is going to help us force a game number 3. ProbeScout with a 2nd game win. Well played. Evened up the score. The G Fuel pose Guys, G Fuel's not even an Alpha X sponsor anymore. Can't even get like the subtle sweet swag. So, I don't know. I'm not out of G Fuel yet, but I'm wondering if we switch into something different. Once we do run it. Okay, pylon blocks season. Yeah, Dodi's not respecting this yet. Or he's just gonna, I think he's just gonna straight up ignore it. It's a good gateway placement. I gotta give him props for that. Now, is ProbeScout going to build on the backside of this? No, he's just going to check for a third, or for a natural. Picking up the assimilator on the additional gas is a very, very good play here. Limiting the amount of roaches and ravagers. This is going very, very well for ProbeScout here. Dodi's kind of caught a little bit on the line. This is not going the way that he might have hoped. Having that cannon very far forward is going to limit the amount of evacuation that can be done from Dodi's main base, and I don't think that Dodi wants to play this reserved. I don't think he should, at least. Okay. Well, the more cannons that get added here, the more difficult this is going to be for Dodi to deal with. He is trying to get that assimilator freed up to add an additional gas onto his base so that he can get some Ravager production, but I find this very concerning. Again, the more photon cannons that get brought in here, the scarier this becomes. All right, the roach production is going to be a lot quicker here. There is a creep tumor down as well, so this should be able to push forward at a relatively fast speed. No shield battery overcharge since there is no nexus, so this doesn't have a whole lot of staying power, but it does continue to grow stronger and stronger by the minute. Okay, there's going to be enough gas for one more Ravager, but I don't think that that's actually going to end up being the case. I mean, this really needs Zerglings. This needs some Zerglings in a really, really big way. And the shield battery is going to go dangerously low. It's more and more roaches. So what's happening back behind this? Is there anything? No, not really. He's walled in at his main base. Oh, the robotics facility. ProbeScout's going to try and keep this here. I don't think he's aware that this is going to be a bit more invested of a defense by Dodi, and having this technology out across the map is kind of it's a high risk, high reward situation, right? I mean, if he continues to hold, sure, this ends up being fine and he can get his units here really, really fast, but there are a fair amount of roaches that are going to be hitting the map here. I think he has maybe just a few too many roaches. If he were to have like 2 or 3 more Ravagers, he'd be able to one-tap those cannons, even with shield battery. Oh my gosh, she's pulling everything. All right, this is the way to do it. Okay, everything's coming forward here. There's going to be a lot of things to aggress onto as ProbeScout. Is this going to time out appropriately with the robotics facility? I think the Immortal is going to be able to finish one of the cannons. Does go down. 6 of the workers have absorbed their life force so far. But here comes the Immortal here. The barrier's been popped, and now this is going to be tapped down. I don't think there is going to be any survival here by ProbeScout, but it's going to cost so many workers. All 16 that got pulled are out of this position. So now, if you're Dodi, what do? You're going to depower all of the buildings here. Is that going to get out? No, the Warp Prism's not going to be allowed to finish. That is probably best case scenario here for ProbeScout. He's going to be able to cancel, or for Dodi rather, he's going to be able to cancel that These are no longer of any interest to you, Dodi. I think you just need to go, and he is going to go with those roaches, but... I don't know, guys. I don't know. There's no gas. There's no gas. There's no resources. Theoretically, this one... Oh, okay, there is high ground vision. Like, theoretically, that one cannon can hold this whole ramp. He had enough gas for one Ravager. Two shield batteries. I mean, he needs to start tapping this down. He needs to start dealing damage to this photon cannon before more of these units are going to be able to get out, but I don't think it's going to matter. Two gateways back at home already going to be popping out stalkers. There's going to be one immortal. One immortal theoretically cleans all this up, especially with shield batteries. And this wall is just not going to fall. The drone count is slowly climbing, but I mean, 6 to 25. This is not only a high hill to climb. I mean, this is straight up a mountain. He has forced the shield battery to stop repairing. Okay. All right. Weird flex, but okay. Okay. Yeah. The warp prism's here. This is now this is a done game. I don't know if I see a scenario as long as ProbeScout is allowed to micro. GG is called. ProbeScout 2-1 over Dodi. He's going to be advancing on to the winners match. Face off the winner of Cuckoo versus Ryan, our TVP. Well played. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Make sure to click the subscribe button so you can catch more of my videos as they are released. If you want more Rushi content, feel free to find me on Twitch and Twitter. Thanks again, and see you in the next video.